attest are on local times news. Do not attempt to adjust your device screen. We are in control of the broadcast. We control the horizontal. We control the vertical. The time has come. Please stand by for a live transmission from Halloween Daily News. Yes, 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 yes. Light up those pumpkins, everybody, because we are live from Haddonfield. Let's see who else is awake and alive out there tonight. Hello, Haddonfield. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Welcome to it if you're new here. My name is Matt. We are Halloween Daily News, and this frightful fest that you found yourself in the middle of right now is what we call Michael Myers Monday Live, our weekly hangout with the most awesome fan community in the world, celebrating the greatest horror franchise of all time. And that brings me to our returning friends, my friends who I like to call the Legion of Michael Myers, aka the Triple M Crew. So what's up, everybody? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Again, new folks, welcome to the new blood, and to all returning friends and family members, thank you for being here. Happy Michael Myers Monday. You made it through another week, through another Monday, and that's always reason to celebrate, like I always say. So that's what we're doing here tonight. We are celebrating Michael Myers, celebrating the franchise, celebrating surviving another week, another Monday. Thank you for being here. I think we got a fun show set up for you tonight. Of course, we're going to have the update on growing the Michael Myers Chia Pet that we started last week. As promised, that's coming. I've also got a fun flashback clip that we're going to play a little bit later on to one of my interviews that we did here on a Monday night a while back, and I think you'll enjoy that. And I do have, as usual, just a couple of just small little franchise related news bites to chew on this evening, and of course we'll do some shout outs and see what else we get into this evening, and other stuff. Who knows what else? What other surprises may come? So first, I'm going to turn over here and check in the live chat real quick. I see a lot of friends have already joined us, like David Suber, Megan Wagner, one of our illustrious channel members, Andromeda 1741, checks in while driving. Please drive safe while listening. Tim Leo in the house as well. Phil Lacone is here. Michael Myers silently lurking in the shadows, stalking as usual. I love it. Teen Wolf in the house. Jason Yost, first Monday night off in a long time. Welcome, welcome, man. Let's see. Freddie Molina Jr. is in the house. Thank you for being here, Freddie. Halloween Vibes is here, and it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Vibes. Rob Windsor, happy Michael Myers Monday, man. Josh Baker Videos, man. Everybody getting in here. I love it. Excellent. And oh yes, here we go. Lee the Machine Bowers checking in with a 1999 super chat. Lee, you are the man. Like I said, your name may say you're the machine, but you are definitely the man. Thank you so much. I'm not drinking tonight. I'm on a hydration diet this evening, but I'm toasting to you anyway. So everybody, throw one back. Whatever you're drinking, whatever your pleasure this evening for the man Lee Bowers. And Lee says, Happy Michael Myers Monday. Wouldn't mind seeing Mr. Nick Castle direct a new Halloween movie and bring Aaron Armstrong in as Michael Myers and Christopher Nelson as the FX artist, and of course, John Carpenter to do the music. Wow. Yes, I saw Nick on the thing with two heads just a few nights ago, and yes, I heard him throwing his name in the ring to direct a new Halloween project. I don't know how 100% serious he might have been, but I do like what you're saying here, Lee. I think that would be, I mean, I would want to see that. Let's see, who else do we have in here? Sam Eichner has checked in. What's up, man? Hello. Sam's in Arizona. How are things out there on the west side of the country, man? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Tim, Teen Wolf vibes. Excellent. All right. Yes, and speaking of that episode of The Thing with Two Heads, I'll talk about it in just a second. But first up, what we're going to do, because I like to do the polls sometimes at the top of the show, if I don't have like a brand new show and tell or something like that, because we can look at last week's results, and we can also launch this week's poll, and it also gives a little more fuel for the conversation as we dig in. I see Mike Johnson checking in as well. Happy Michael Myers Monday. All right, we got an awesome crowd in here. Lee lighting it up in the super chat to get us going. I love that. Thank you, Lee. Yes, super chats are enabled. Memberships are wide open. Join Lee the Machine Bowers and Andromeda and some of our other illustrious channel members. It's only $5 a month, and there's already some exclusive videos up there that I don't plan on making public. You get to watch me do some trailer reactions, which I said I wasn't going to do here on the channel, but now I'm going to do them once in a while, maybe on special occasions, just for our members, because that's how much we love them. And they get to see a lot of our other pre-recorded stuff early before it goes public. Like right now, channel members can watch my next exclusive interview with the director and star of the upcoming Shudder original History of Evil. It drops on Shudder this Friday. My interview with Jackie Cruz, who stars in the movie, and Bo Mirahissini, who is the writer and director of the film, that will be dropping here on the channel tomorrow morning to the public. But again, channel members, they've probably already watched it because it's been available to them all weekend. So again, think about that. Hit the join button if you want to know more. Speaking of which, it looks like we have a brand new member to welcome. Blake has just joined the Halloween Daily Club. So welcome to you, sir. We appreciate your support. To all of our members, we appreciate your support so much. And feel free in the members community section, drop us a line. Let us know what other perks you might want to see, because I am all for adding more perks to our members and making that community grow. We're going to be doing our first members exclusive live stream very soon. I was just hoping to get just a couple more members in that community before doing something special. And but now, Blake, you're a part of that. So thank you. We're one step closer to that. Welcome, welcome, everybody. You know what to do. Toast to Blake, the newest illustrious Halloween Daily Club channel member. Lee says, I was there in the chat, sent support chat, saying I would love to see Nick Castle direct a new Halloween. Yes, yes. And he responded pretty well to that, I think. And I do remember hearing your name in that chat. I was watching their live stream. I was watching it live for a little while, and then I had to get into some other stuff on Friday night, and I finished it the following night. Good stuff. And again, I'm going to talk just a little bit more about that episode in particular in just a minute. But like I said, let's get these poll results out real quick. Because last week it was a Valentine's themed poll, you might remember, and I asked the unlikely question of who your favorite couple from the Halloween movies is. And I'm not surprised this couple is the winner, but I was a little surprised at how much they just completely dominated the voting with 114 votes. The dominant winner with 70% of the votes is, any guesses? Linda and Bob from Halloween 78. And in a very, very, very distant second place with just 13% of the vote, you can see Corey and Allison from Halloween Ends. And again, not too surprising that Linda and Bob won, just a little surprising that it's that far ahead of everybody else. And then that Corey and Allison actually did place higher than everybody else. Lori and Frank from Halloween Ends, they come in third place with 9%, and then tied for fourth place is John and Molly from H2O, and Marcus and Vanessa from Kills, each with 4% of the vote. And I think our only comment here, yes, it was from Be More Selt. Vanessa was so fine, and the fire emoji. Yes, Vanessa, our friend, the awesome, the amazing Carmela McNeil. Now, what I'm going to do right now is we are going to shoot over to our community tab here on the YouTube channel, and we're going to go ahead and launch this week's Triple M poll question. Now, if you didn't comment on favorite couple, you still can vote on that. You still can comment right now in the live chat. But this goes back to our discussion from the last few weeks about Halloween 2. And you remember last week, I actually did what I said I wasn't probably going to do and ranked all the kills in Halloween 2. And I asked you guys your favorite kill the week before from Halloween 2. So now we're going to get back on that a little bit for this week's question, only it's not Halloween 2, of course. Now we're going to move to Halloween 3, and we want to know for this week's Michael Myers Monday poll question, what is your favorite kill from Halloween 3 Season of the Witch? And as always, if your answer is not among the options, please write it in the comments and explain your decision in the comments, and we'll discuss during next week's Triple M live stream. Now, like I said, we just launched this, so there are no votes as of yet. It's just launched 2 minutes ago as we're live here. And these aren't every single kill, but the options I put here is Harry Grimbridge, Marge Gutman, Little Buddy Cutler, Teddy, or Connell Cochran. So that is ongoing right now, officially launched as we speak in the community tab of the HDN YouTube channel. Boom. There you go. Aha, another illustrious channel member, Mr. Brett Patrick, has checked in, I see. What's up, man? Thank you. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Let me scroll back for a sec. Mike Johnson's already looking forward to another Halloween movie on the big screen. Michael Myers forever. It'll happen. I think we're going to get this TV series first, and I think we're still, a ways away from that, but I do think we're going to start getting some exciting news and updates and announcements regarding that series pretty soon, probably. Let's move in now to some of these news bites. And actually, this first little bit, I don't know if it's it's news. It's not something I've heard 100% confirmed before now. But as you know, I am still in the process of reading the amazing making of Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. I've got the cover off of it right now so it doesn't get messed up as I'm showing it off. And this was, of course, as regular viewers and Triple M crew are well aware, this was gifted to me by the great Lee the Machine Bowers, our own Lee the Machine Bowers here. Another reason to toast Mr. Bowers. But as I'm making my way through it, I think I'll just give you occasional book reports, if you will, of some items that I make note of. And one that I just wanted to point out, something interesting, as they're talking about Halloween 2018. The requel that started this new trilogy. And you'll recall that there are many Easter eggs in the film, and many of us, I think, saw those Easter eggs and kind of assumed that it was all very, very purposeful. But you know what they say about assuming. You never should assume. And just being a journalist and everything, we always like to hear something concrete and get it from as concrete a source as possible. So in this book, I love hearing a source no less higher than David Gordon Green himself confirming that one of these Easter eggs in the film is in fact an Easter egg and was in fact a very purposeful decision. You might know what I'm talking about, but among the many odes to the previous Halloween films throughout Halloween 2018 specifically, you'll recall early in the film, just before Michael gets his mask back, just before he gets his coveralls, when he pulls up to the gas station before he goes into the bathroom, you'll recall that van. And it's a Church of the Resurrection van. And I think many of us, I know myself sitting in the theater the first time I saw Resurrection. That's funny, because there are, and I've looked, and there are literally, you could find links to, I think, every single film prior to 2018, somewhere in the 2018 film. If you're looking for those Easter eggs, and that's certainly one for Resurrection. And here in this wonderful book, Abby Bernstein, the author, gets David Gordon Green, thankfully, on the record, something he didn't say in any of the behind-the-scenes material that was released with the Blu-ray. He didn't say it in the director's commentary track, which I'm thankful for all that stuff, but he does say it in here. He makes it clear that was a conscious decision to have that Church of the Resurrection van in there as just sort of a nod, a wink, an Easter egg to, of course, the 2002 sequel, Halloween Resurrection. And here's what he says exactly. Yes, I got to put on my old man reading glasses. Green reveals there's an Easter egg nod to Halloween Resurrection at the gas station. Green says, quote, "There's a woman in a van watching the events, and she's in a Church of the Resurrection van. I'm trying to find fun, playful ways to pay homage to the other movies slightly and then make my own movie." So there we go. Just another fun little tidbit. Again, not shocking that that's why it's in there. I mean, I always felt like it was certainly somebody's decision, whether it was an art director, Sean White, the art director, who's also quoted extensively in here, the production designer, whether it was a Christopher Nelson thing. I figured it was, a very purposeful thing, but to hear that, yeah, David Gordon Green absolutely was well aware and acknowledged. And again, this one, of course, we all know was was very purposeful, bringing the silver shamrock masks in trick or treating, and of course they are featured there, and then even more prominently in Kills. And again, confirmed in here that that was from the get go. They are Christopher Nelson's masks, it says in the book, from his personal collection. They're not the original Don Post ones that were used, but they're very good copies that he says he's had for many years. And that's where they used the masks in the 2018 film. And but it was not his idea, according to this book. It was always the plan. The they, meaning David Gordon Green and his writers, apparently they wanted that in there. So I do appreciate hearing, right, from the horse's mouth, as it were, that some of these Easter eggs absolutely intentional and are in fact the Easter eggs that we all knew they were, but to hear it acknowledged in this wonderful book again and again, thanks to the amazing Lee the Machine Bowers to that book. So again, I'll try to do just a little bit of more of a book report each week. We'll try to check in and do a little bit of that. Also, a little programming note. You can start getting excited because we're going to do something a little bit different here in upcoming Monday night. I can't say which one quite yet. We don't have a date quite locked in, but 1 week very soon we are going to have a live guest, maybe even more than one guest at once here, something we've never done. That's right. It's going to be a little different, and but it's going to be very exciting, and because it'll be somebody that is involved with this franchise or people involved in this franchise. I said last week I've been talking to a few friends of the brand, friends of HDN, friends of mine from over the years, and it'll generally be somebody that I've interviewed at some point, and we've had kind of our big one-on-one discussion, and this will be kind of a more fun, informal time to catch up and to have you guys get to ask some questions and stuff like that. And of course, members and super chats will get the priority of asking the questions on those nights, obviously. But another reason to become a channel member. But anyway, again, I'm not naming any names right now. Nothing's locked in. But keep your notifications on. Keep aware, and also keep in mind that when we do have a guest or guests here during a Michael Myers Monday live stream, it might be more convenient for them to do it earlier in the evening than at 10:31 p.m. Eastern. And if that is the case, we're going to work with their schedules whenever possible, whenever it works with my schedule, obviously. So that's, again, you might be aware that there might be some special, early start times if it's more convenient for them, really. And also that might work better anyway because it might bring in some more new blood. So there we go. That's something to get excited for that's coming very soon. Let me turn over here to the live chat again. Lee, you beat me to it, man. You're talking about Christopher Nelson, talking about Michael's body cremated, and the alternate ending. Yeah, that was what I was just about to talk about. You read my mind, man. You beat me to it. Yes, on the most recent episode of The Thing with Two Heads, of course, with our buddies Sean Clark, Christopher Nelson. Another fun tidbit that came out of that, as we said, they had Nick Castle come on, and Lee was among those that saying that Nick should direct, and then Nick, he kept running with it throughout the rest of the show. So, Christopher was also asked about the original ending, or Michael's original ending, more specifically, in Halloween Ends. And I said we were going to talk about this, and so I do want to talk about it just for a minute. And this was going to be the second item, but we're going to move it up to our first item this evening because Mr. Bowers is ready to go, and I think he's right. This is a fun story. Now, this is not from that. This is from weeks ago. sometime last year on Christopher Nelson's Instagram, just some of what James Hugh Courtney's prosthetics looked like in Ends, that we never really got to see in the film in detail. Now, he's also shared other behind the scenes images, which Lee is talking about, including something in his stories with Michael going to a crematorium. And thanks to, again, Lee the Machine Bowers in his question on The Thing with Two Heads most recent episode, Christopher went into pretty good detail on what happened with that ending. And what he says essentially is that Michael's originally shot ending, you know, would have gone how we saw up through the kitchen scene. Whole battle with Lori. Allison comes back in. Only instead of the procession then to the junkyard, what was explained is what originally happened was they went kind of more quietly, I think, with Frank Hawkins to a crematorium, and that was Michael's end. And the body was just put in a crematorium, and that was the final shot of Michael Myers, as originally shot in Ends, before they went back and did reshoots. And part of those reshoots were specifically that procession and that whole junkyard scene, and the metal grinder ending of Michael there. And then I think there was also more to the alternate ending, but that was as it pertains to Lori and Frank in the final scene. But that was the alternate Michael ending that we've still never seen, except for, again, just some behind the scenes imagery that's been shared. Stuff like this behind the scenes imagery, which is just amazing, and like so much of what I'm seeing in this book. And again, I'm just cherishing kind of going through this just section by section very slowly. I just spent about an hour, 45 minutes or so reading a little bit more this evening, and I'll just make some notes as I go along, and we'll talk about that. But what do you guys think about hearing that alternate ending? Is that something you would have preferred to see in Halloween Ends? Christopher says that when they shot it, because they did shoot that first before doing the procession, that was during the reshoots, the additional filming, that he had built a full life size, just like they did for the reshoots, but it was a full, life size version of James's body that they actually cremated at a real crematorium. He says they went to an actual crematorium and they put this life size fake James Jude Courtney in there, this life size shape in there, and actually filmed it getting cremated. So I'm sure it'll surface at some point in some future release, I would have to think, but I don't know. I mean, hearing about that, I mean, again, I love knowing these things, and I do want to see it sometimes. But the more I watched Ends, I like that procession. I wish there were more people that they had brought in from the previous film. Like, I feel like I wish Lindsay had been there. I understand that, again, it was during the additional shooting, doing that second ending. They probably just couldn't get Kyle Richards back, but it would have made total sense for her to be there too. And I could think of maybe a few other survivors, but it was really cool to see our friend Diva Tyler there as Sandra, of course, our friend Jabral Natambu as Julian showing up in there. I thought that was really awesome. All right, before I get off the subject too much. So anyway, that's the Michael's original ending and end. So I turn it over to you. Would you prefer that ending? Do you think? I mean, I certainly want to see it. I want it to be released. I can't say that I would like it more. I mean, I kind of like when they're the crowd surfing the shape onto his end there. And we've talked before, whereas like in Halloween 4, and it's Jamie Lloyd, and she goes and touches Michael's presumably dead body at the end, and it's kind of like the darkness gets in her. We felt like in that movie. Um, this was very much kind of the opposite of that, where everybody they're letting their darkness out as they're touching him this time, and ending it that way. So um, anyway, very interesting to know no matter what. All right. Andromeda is back home now. Excellent. Yes, that music for the meat grinder scene, the junkyard, I think they just called it. Or no, actually it was the procession. Yes, the junkyard is another track. That's the earlier track. When Corey is doing his junkyard thing. Which is awesome, an awesome track too from that soundtrack. But I agree, yeah, the procession, that's the music they did for that, and man, yeah, that's a chilling track for sure. Yeah, Josh says probably my biggest issue with Ends, Lindsay Wallace didn't have much of a role. Yeah, I mean, I wish she had more to do. I agree. I mean, we're also excited that she survived kills and she's back in Ends, and she didn't do a whole lot. I liked what she was in, but I think just having her in that procession at the very end would have been a nice thing. I mean, even if I hate to say it, even if they could have like CGI'd her into like filmed it somewhere else and just been a close up of just like her face, so we felt like she was there with them, maybe. Um, um, I let's put it this way. I guess in my head canon, it's everybody talks about their head canon, their own head canon. In my head canon, she was there. How about that? Teen Wolf says cremation may have worked better than the meat grinder. Fire kills but renews. Yeah, it's Michael's passing his evil like a disease. Yeah, he'd be an evil phoenix to rise again. Yeah, probably. Lee says I would have loved to see the alternate ending, Michael's body along with the mask getting cremated, and the boogeyman is finally dead, and the town of Haddonfield is no longer in fear. Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to see it, and I have no doubt they'll release it at some point. Who knows when? But we've still never seen the original ending to the 2018 film yet. Um, there's stuff from Kills we know that was shot that we haven't seen yet, so I'm hoping we'll get to see all that, and maybe I would like it better. I don't know. I'm not saying I wouldn't. Yeah, Josh, that's what I'm saying. Lindsay was there during the procession. She was just off screen. Yeah, I'm in my yeah. I like to think that, but I agree. I think it was a missed opportunity. They had Kyle Richards back. They had Lindsay. They had this legacy character, and she didn't really do a ton. All right, I do have, like I said, just a couple. Let's see, couple little news bites. What's up, Byron? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Um, did you guys see we've got some new speaking of Halloween 2 again and Halloween 3, we have some new Blu-rays coming out from these sequels. I don't know if you guys have heard about this yet. Um, as best I can see, this is from a Australian-based company. They are called Via Vision, and they have announced they are releasing brand new limited edition 3D lenticular hard case releases of Halloween 2 as well as Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. And each comes, like I said, in this limited edition 3D lenticular hard case. Um, it includes art cards. Now here's the hard case for H2. Okay, and it includes H2. This release notably includes both the theatrical and the television cuts of H2. And the television cut is upgraded to HD Blu-ray for the very first time for this release. And here's what the whole H2 set looks like. And as you can see, it comes with some of these art cards as well. 2 discs, one with the theatrical cut and one with the TV cut, I assume. And you can see we've got Lori in the hospital on the inner disc case cover. And then that H2 with that classic opening credits skull pumpkin. It's not even the way the skull pumpkin is in the opening credits. It's that poster image that we love so much. It's been our Twitter profile for 12 years, so that's how much I love it. Just a great image. And then we can jump over here, and here's the H3 package. A single disc release here. Now, what's really wild is apparently ViaVision is only making 2,000 units of each of these releases, which is crazy to me, because I would think they're going to sell out real quick. And it's not like it's a crazy price. I mean, we can convert this to US dollars, and you're looking at $39.19, and they're available for pre-order right now. So I put the H2 link in the description of this video. You can click on that. You'll also find the H3 release there under new releases, or under coming soon, excuse me, because these releases will be released on April 24th, 2024 from ViaVision. So there you go. Especially for any of our audience that might be watching from Australia by chance. Andromeda says, "Why is Sandra in the wheelchair when he only hurt her neck?" Maybe the neck again. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe the neck was just the worst injury, the one that prevents her from talking and doing too much. But yeah, I would imagine maybe she's got some other injuries. Maybe, I don't know. What do you guys think? Lee says, "What puzzles me, how did Sandra survive the light bulb stab from Kills?" Yeah, it's pretty brutal. It's a wonder she didn't bleed out. But again, maybe the paramedics got there just in time. Maybe, I guess. Yes, Andromeda, you're correct. It was originally going to be the sheriff in the wheelchair. Sheriff Barker, yes. I remember hearing that too, and it was in some interview. Maybe David Gordon Green did, I think. I do remember hearing that. But he was unavailable, and yes, they got Diva Tyler, our friend Diva Tyler, back. She's one of the only people to appear in all 3 of these recent films, and actually survives through to the end, amazingly. Check out my interview with Diva Tyler in the interviews playlist here on the channel. speaking of playlist, I did switch this Michael Myers Monday playlist. It's not switched; it's still where it always was. But I made it a podcast. So I guess if you listen to podcasts on YouTube Music, you can find it now and just listen to the audio without any video component. That's just in case any of you listening either live or after the fact, if that makes it easier for you to access any of this. Yeah, the more ways you can listen to me yap about Michael Myers, the better, as far as I'm concerned. So if that helps, great. And if that's how you're consuming this right now, then yeah, um, thank you. Lee says, if Malick gave Nick Castle the authority to do a new Halloween movie, I got faith in him to deliver a solid. Well, I mean, you look at what Nick did direct with Last Starfighter. It's classic as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the stuff he co-wrote, Escape from New York, stuff like Hook, August Rush. I mean, I love all these movies that Nick's worked on. He directed Dennis the Menace too. That was a great one. What was it? Major Payne, I think he directed as well. Um, it would be interesting to see what he would do. I don't know if they're going to go that route, but and again, we've talked about this TV series that's in the works, and if you look at a TV series, and I figure there's going to be a showrunner. There's going to be like that's kind of how they do it now. There's a showrunner, and that's kind of more powerful in the TV world than the director. But what I think would be really cool is if we have a great showrunner, they might see some benefits in bringing in some of our alumni directors from this franchise. Some people like Dwight Little or like Nick Castle, who's well, he's not directed anything within this franchise. I mean, that might be a fun way to use him. Again, though, I don't know how truly serious he was in the podcast about wanting to get into that. And then you heard Christopher say, "Really, Nick? Really? Do you really want to?" Because I don't know that if Christopher would come back. I think he'd have to think about it. Christopher doing it again, because I mean, we've heard him say how much hate he gets from fans, quote unquote. Uh, not us, not you guys. I mean, I don't. Yeah, but anyway, that's another story. Um, but I would hope, you know, that they could still get him if they did do another one like that, and they made the offer. But I don't. Who knows where it's going? I would think though, again, if they're going to do the TV show, rotating directors, you could bring some directors that we would recognize in, and that would be a way to do something like that, hypothetically anyway. And John says maybe an idea will just come and Nick and he'll run it by Malik and Malik will love it and we'll be on our way. I mean, it could be, I think the whole thing with that TV announcement, and I've thought about it a lot, and why they ultimately went with Miramax is because Miramax, they're kind of already in bed with Miramax on the movie side. And that's why when that announcement did come out back in October, they were able to word it as, oh, this cinematic universe, this. And I think it, again, I don't want to read too much into it. I don't think you guys should. I don't, but I think what it does is it just alludes to and allows them to say, yeah, we can make a show now. We've got the TV rights. We can do this, and it's not going to be complicated. It's not going to be a complicated rights issue to take something we're doing on this show, if it's working, and bring it in to movies or a movie. Or I think that's really what they're talking about. And of course, if it doesn't work, I don't think it'll go very far. But I think that's the whole reason, a huge part of the reason that that Miramax won that TV rights bidding war ultimately. Tim Leal says we need a sequel to Major Payne. Hell yeah! Let's see if Nick's up for that, right?
Yeah, Mike, I agree. I wish they didn't show Sandra's death scene in the trailer. Um, I loved Kills too. That's your second favorite in the whole franchise. But yeah, they did spoil a ton in the trailers. Going back to those Silver Shamrock masks. Love the love that they give those masks in Kills specifically. I love that they appear in 2018 as briefly as they appear. It's beautiful. We've got Laurie Strode just briefly in the same frame as Silver Shamrock masks. Mind blown, right? Mind blown. Silver Shamrock now exists in the same world as Laurie Strode. How cool is that? Then Kills, they like not double down, but triple down because it's three of them with the masks. And I interviewed all three of the young kids who play those trick or treaters that go to the Myers house that are wearing the Silver Shamrock masks. They're all awesome. Check out those interviews if you haven't already. Um, but um, but yeah, you know bringing those in, I think was one of the coolest things they did. Um, but yes, the spoilers. Back on the spoilers. Sorry, I got distracted for 1 second. Yeah, the spoilers in that trailer, in the Kills trailer. Oh my gosh, yeah, yeah, so much and so much pertaining to those masks, and it was just you didn't even have to look for it, and it was like, oh my god. Yeah, so hopefully whoever's doing the marketing for this show or the next project will do a much better job than that. All right, was that all of the news we had? Oh no, I do have something else to show you guys. Oh wait, oh Lee the Machine Bowers. Oh my gosh, you are the man. Another $20 super chat. All right, everybody, let's pause. Big thank you and a toast to Lee the Machine Bowers this evening. I'm sorry, I don't have my traditional Michael Myers Monday Mango twist this evening. I'm ill prepared, I know. But man, you are the man. Let's see. Lee says, if I ever come across a Malik, I'll be like, sir, I'll buy you lunch and have a chat with him about Nick and see what he'll do if he did. Give Nick the rights to a new Halloween. I'll be happy for Mr. Castle. Dude, yeah. Yeah, you should do that. And Malik, I mean, I do think he listens to us fans. I think, I mean, I don't know, but you guys that were there at age 45 that were at his Q&A, I mean, I do think he listens. We've shared clips. Again, members, Lee, you can watch that full um, panel with Malik if you haven't already. Any of our members can watch that, the full panel. But anybody can watch some very interesting clips from that panel with Malik Akkad. And I think just from any time I've heard him speak about the franchise, I do think they pay attention to us fans. And I am kind of grateful when he talks about some of the pitches that he turned down over the years, and that his job sometimes is to guard this thing and not let it fall into the wrong hands and be used in the wrong way. And so I appreciate hearing that. So yeah, I think he would listen to it, and I think he would probably, um, I mean, coming from a fan like yourself, yeah, I think he would at least have to consider it. Now again, though, I don't know that Nick would really want to do it. I mean, and again, if we're shooting for the stars here, just you know, spitballing. I mean, wouldn't it be cool if like somehow in some way they got Carpenter back to direct something? Maybe it's the first episode of this new series. Maybe it's the season one finale of this series. Maybe it's the next movie, and that's like kind of his. I hate to say his last directorial effort, but you know what I mean? Wouldn't it be kind of cool? I mean, he's only ever directed one sequel, and that's Escape from L.A. And other than co-writing Halloween 2, hasn't really been involved with sequels until recently. So, um, as long as we're throwing out dream directors for the next project. But yeah, I think Nick's a talented director, and people forget that. And so it was cool to hear them talk about that, and for your suggestion to be brought up and discussed there, Lee. Um, let's see. Mike says, "Appreciate you agreeing on that one. They spoiled a lot." Yeah, they spoiled a lot. What's up, Larry Moore Jr.? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Welcome to it, man. You made it. Let's see. Yeah, Teen Wolf agrees that Malik listens to a point. Some fans um, have wackadoodle ideas. Well, yes. Yeah, there are plenty of wackadoodle ideas out there. Yeah, he's going to listen to a point. But I think, yeah, and like I said, I do appreciate him guarding, seeing it as so important to guard and keep Michael on this pedestal. Because yeah, he is a slasher. He can be grouped with all of these others, but I think all of us here in this environment, on this Triple M world, we'd agree with Malik. We're a little biased that yeah, Michael ranks a little bit higher than those others. Yeah, Mike agrees. Halloween series episode would be perfect for Carpenter. I think he'd be down for that. Ooh, Teen Wolf says John just narrating might be as far as he'll go. Narrating, that. Remember, I was going to say Masters of Horror. There was that, another great anthology series, which could be if they were to use something like Masters of Horror as the anthology model for the Halloween series. That could be a cool way to go to, where every episode is its own thing. We've talked about that. But yeah, John as narrator, hopefully doing the music, or at least the music for the main theme of the series. You know what I mean? Because I'm assuming the theme wouldn't be just the straight classic Halloween theme. Some spin on it, some Carpenter spin on it, maybe. But yeah, as a narrator slash even host, I was going to say, remember what was his movie? Oh man, Body Bags, where he was kind of the Crypt Keeper character and popping up in between the segments. Yeah, that's a good idea. That could be cool. Yes, he's definitely exhausted with it. And Andromeda, you're right. He deserves to be. And yeah, but he does seem to really love writing the music. And yeah, I'll take that. And I think that's where his passion is right now, just doing the music with his family and stuff. And yeah, if we can get more of that, I'll take it. Like you said, I'm happy with that. That should always be, and I think it will be. Malik proved that was like his first call when they got the rights back. His very first call was John Carpenter, even before Jason Blum or Universal or anything like that. So I think hopefully that'll always be the first call from here on out, and I think it will be. Um, Lee says, "How cool would it be if John and Nick team up to direct the next Halloween movie? They could co-write it, co-direct it. You're saying the creators of Snake Plissken and Escape from New York coming to Haddonfield? Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's my other favorite Carpenter film of all time, Escape from New York. So yeah, um, magic combination for sure." All right. Real quick, I do have two, well, actually three other things to bring to your attention real quickly here, and then I'm gonna play a special premiere video for you. First up, speaking of H2, there's a new group that I recently joined that you guys are going to be interested in, and you might want to join yourself. This group it's a Facebook group called the Halloween 2 Movie Prop Pumpkin Group. And it was created by Billy Kirkus. And if you recognize that name, then you know who Billy is. If you don't, Billy Kirkus, he's a collector, obviously. He owns tons of screen use, props, and memorabilia from this franchise. And he's also the proud owner of the unused, deleted footage from the original 1978 Halloween. Stuff that has never been released to the public ever. He owns it. Some little stills of it have come out. Some people have seen it. I don't know all the legalities of it, honestly. Maybe at some point we'll have Billy come on here and explain to us the status of all that. I think it'd be very enlightening and a fun conversation to have. But in addition to that, and tons of other cool stuff that he's got his hands on, he owns the original pumpkin from the Halloween 2 '81 opening credits. And what you may not realize, what I certainly didn't realize until becoming friends on Facebook with Billy and seeing him post about this pumpkin a lot, is that the pumpkin, first of all, it's huge. Here it is with a life-size cardboard stand-up of Michael. And yes, it's on a stand, but you can see how tall it is. And the other surprise is that it is oval. It is not round as it appears there in the credits. It is a giant oval. There you can see it in the background, how big it is in the background. Anyway, Billy created this whole group just to share and talk about this one amazing prop from this one amazing movie. Look at the inside. There's the skeleton. So yeah, they had to make it. They had to custom make it. They had to make it giant. They had to make it skinny so that when the screen ratio changed, it would look normal sized. And Billy even did this with Photoshop. This is the actual prop, but he had to stretch the ratio to the 235:1 widescreen, and it looks like this when done like that. I mean, just amazing, just stuff that, as the H2 fan that I am, that I've never seen, and such a cool part of H2 is that opening credits pumpkin. Maybe my favorite opening credits pumpkin of all the opening credits in the franchise, maybe. I mean, certainly inspired the coolest poster image. I mean, just totally cool. So look it up on Facebook, Halloween 2 Movie Prop Pumpkin Group. And I also did want to just briefly give another quick shout out to a couple fan films. We talked about a couple fan films the other week, and we don't always, I haven't historically done a lot of Halloween fan film coverage here on the channel. A little bit here and there. And on the website, at a certain point a few years ago, we were doing Fan Film Fridays, where every Friday we feature a Halloween fan film. And we might get back into doing something like that, but I kind of like here on the Monday nights now, especially while we're got a bit of a downtime as far as official news on upcoming productions, while we're kind of waiting for some of that, to maybe shine a light once in a while on a fan film or two that comes our way that is, a little bit better than most. As you know, there are hundreds, if not thousands of them out there, and I have seen tons myself. So many over the last 12 years running HDN. I've seen so many. And I've seen a lot of really good ones, like some like theater quality, professional quality. And I've seen even more bad ones. And hey, no offense to anybody, because I've made fun backyard films with my family, and even that's a challenge to do something just completely for fun like that, and much less to put something like that out there. So, but I do want to mention, and I know I mentioned these again, but Um, Last week I mentioned Halloween Stalks 2, the sequel to last year's Halloween Stalks. And this is a fan film that comes from French filmmaker Dominique Cousineau Benoit. And last week I mentioned and shared the link to a trailer for Halloween Stalks 2. This is his sequel that's coming out in just a few weeks. Well, since then, Dominic, here's a poster for Halloween Stalks that they shared on Instagram, on the official Halloween Stalks Instagram. Um, since then, Dominic reached out to me and shared a extended scene from the sequel with me. So I've seen an exclusive clip, and I can't share that with you here tonight. Again, the link to the trailer. Well, here's a still from Halloween Stalks, the first fan film there. But a link to the Halloween Stalks 2 trailer is in the description of this video if you haven't checked it out yet. But I can tell you, I watched a scene from Halloween Stalks, a complete sequence, and yeah, I'm pretty excited. Looking forward to seeing this. I think much like how Halloween Stalks, it was a good tight 15-minute runtime, but it really kind of nailed that vibe of '78 and just the lighting and just a lot of the Carpenter vibe from '78. And from what I've seen, Dominic has done that again with the sequel. So that just whet my appetite a little bit, and I wanted to share that with you guys. That what I've seen so far, yeah, you're gonna like it. If you liked Halloween Stalks, I think you're gonna really dig the sequel, Halloween Stalks 2. Um, and again, just like with the first ones, there's little Easter eggs to the wider franchise that fans like us, Triple M crew, regular viewers, um, will certainly recognize and appreciate. Just little touches that are there for us, for the hardcore fans. So I think you guys are going to like that and have that to look forward to. And I also want to give a shout out another fan film that I mentioned last week, and it too will be releasing in just a couple weeks. I think in about a month. I think in mid-March it's going to be released here on YouTube. It is called Halloween Mask of Evil. Now, last week I mentioned this one as well as Halloween Stalks 2, and I mentioned it, and we shared again a trailer for this. And since then, I was contacted by the filmmaker, and I've been able to watch the full fan film, Halloween Mask of Evil. And again, I can give you just a bit a spoiler-free advance heads up that I think you're gonna like this one as well. This is kind of a unique telling, and what I kind of like the most of it is that it features quite prominently this iconic mask from, of course, young Michael's Judith kill back in '63, and this is kind of, I guess, the mask of evil of the title of this in a way, because in this story, Michael is, of course, it's Halloween, it's Haddonfield, Michael is doing his thing, but in this one, it's got the unique twist that Michael is actually hunting down his original mask and really trying to get back to that clown mask. And again, a lot of fun, little winks, nods, Easter eggs, specifically to fans of the franchise, and a really kick-ass final scene that I'm not going to spoil here, but I thought it was really cool and effective. So again, Mask of Evil coming out in a few weeks. I'll let you know when it is out, and be sharing a link and all that good stuff here. But meanwhile, let me know your thoughts in general on these fan films, on Halloween Stalks if you've seen it, on the trailers for these others if you've watched it. Do you enjoy fan films, or do you just kind of not get into them and wait for the official stuff? Again, I've seen so many. It's sometimes it's hard to get excited, but then I'll see something, like a Halloween Stalks or something, that does really kind of remind me. Oh yeah, there's a lot of really cool creative stuff, and again, it is kind of fun during this sort of downtime in between, production times on the franchise. Lee the Machine back again. You are the man, dude. Wow. Yeah, let me heart your super chats here, man. Another $20 super chat, Lee. Everybody, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. You are the man. Um, you know what to do, crew. Honor the machine. Lee says, I sent you something on Instagram. Mr. Nelson posted these on his story a while back, but I found these on someone else's Instagram. Okay, you're talking about. I got it, Lee. You're talking about the pictures that he posted on his Instagram story. Yes, yes, yes. I see what you mean. I do remember seeing this. I think I might have grabbed some screenshots of this too. Actually, but yeah, here's what Lee's talking about. What he just sent me, these screenshots from what Christopher Nelson had shared on his Instagram story. Michael Myers toe tag, and then yeah, Haddonfield Crematorium. There it is, right there. And there's that life size shape dummy that they put in a real crematorium and really cremate it. Thank you, Lee, for that, and thank you again so much for your amazingly generous super chats. You are the man. Mike Johnston says Halloween Stalks was dope. Hell yeah, I loved that. And like I said, I've not seen all the sequel, just an extended scene, but it's a scene that's not been made public yet. But it's good. It's along the same lines as the first one. And this other one, Master of Evil, again, it's a different vibe. It's not set in '78. He's not really trying to capture that. It's more of just a today feel. But again, it's got a lot of love and attention, I think, to detail that you guys especially will appreciate. Let's see. Teen Wolf definitely recommends an extremely OG fan movie from early 2000s. The Nightmare Ends on Halloween. Blinky 500, one of the first fan film directors. All right, I'll have to check that out. Let me, I'm going to make a note to myself. Hopefully it's still on YouTube. But yeah, I will definitely have to check that one out. I just Googled it and I see it from '05. Blinky 500. You're right. All right. I'll be checking that one out very soon. And like I said, drop your favorite fan films in the comments or here in the live chat. And yeah, maybe we'll feature them. I've had, oddly enough, a lot of filmmakers reach out just in the last week or two, sharing their fan films and stuff, which is fine. I welcome it. Bring it on. And especially when they're pretty good too. Let's see. Andromeda says, haven't seen a lot, but I like the ones with Michael and Jason becoming friends and the funny ones where they all go to Michael and Jason's house for Christmas. Yeah. Mike Johnson says, Halloween Resurgence fan film from 11 years ago is superb. Not the one from 7 months ago, but the one from 7 years ago. Okay. That sounds familiar. I might have seen the 7-year ago one. That does sound familiar and not recently to me. I'll have to look that up. Was it from 2012? A Halloween resurgence from 2012? I'm seeing that when I just Google it. Yeah, I'm gonna make a note and check these out, and I'll be sure to let you know what I think. All right, so what we're gonna do now? It's almost midnight, and this might actually. I think this is gonna push us till after midnight. As promised, I've got more Chia Myers, and so I am going to premiere my update video. This is a compilation of everything since the unboxing last week. So you guys were here, you saw the unboxing. Hopefully the next day you saw my edited version of the unboxing where I added some showcase video, some up close HD showcase video. After that, the next day I went ahead and planted, as it were, the Chia Pet, and then I've been filming daily updates every day for the last week since. So we're going to go ahead and start this right now. Now, I will still be here live. I'll be right here in the live chat. And I might actually, during the middle part of this, fast forward a minute or two if I feel like it's taking a little bit too long. Because like I said, this one is somewhat lengthy, but I'll still be here in the live chat. The conversation will continue. Let's keep this going. And where is it? Here it is. And like I said, I do have the Chia Pet tagged here on YouTube. That's from Walmart, I believe. And you can get it right now. Get your own if you don't already. To my other collectors out there, do you own the Chia Pet? And as you're watching this, tell me if I'm doing it right or not. Tell me what you think. Here we go. And again, this is a Triple M premiere just for you guys. It will go up on the channel probably tomorrow, possibly Wednesday, because we do have a new interview, like I said, dropping tomorrow morning. I hope you all check out. But right now, I'm going to play this. And again, I'm going to be right here in the live chat, talking to you guys and commenting along as we go. And fingers crossed, knock on wood, for no technical difficulties this time. But if so, we'll deal with it and march through. All right, check it out. Chia Myers. Chia Myers, Part 1.
Here we are, boxed, and again, we're going to fully merge.
Apologies, technical difficulties. Let's start it again.
All right, here we are, fully unboxed and ready to begin. Step 1 says we're going to fully submerge the Chia Pet in water and let it soak for half an hour. So we've got a big bowl of water here, and we are going to go ahead and submerge him. Let the water fill him up. Looks like we're not going to have to add a little more water. To get him fully submerged. He is he's about halfway in there. Let's add some water. Melting. All right. I think that should be good if we lay him on his side like that. All right. He is now fully submerged in the water. So we're going to let him sit and soak for 30 minutes per the instructions. And while that's going on, we're going to move on to step number 2 and start prepping our seeds. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. It has been about 30 minutes now, and he has been soaking, completely submerged the whole time. I'm going to let him soak for just a few minutes more while I move on to step number 2 now, which it says we are to put 2 teaspoons of the seed mixture here into a separate container with 2 tablespoons of water, and let it sit for 3 minutes and then mix. So let's see if we can do this here with one hand. It might be a little bit more than, well, we'll put a little bit more. Eyeballing it. And, okay, it says to let it sit for 3 minutes and then come stir it until it gets nice and pasty. And we will put that pasty mixture on to Michael, where it will apparently grow. Now, while we're waiting the 3 minutes for that, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take Michael out. Put him in the drip tray. Okay, and it does say to remove the water out of the chia pet. Empty any water out of the chia pet and let it sit for 2 to 3 minutes before applying a thin layer of the seed mixture. So we're gonna go ahead and empty that water. Okay. Wow. It's a lot lighter without all that water. All right. And now I will let him sit and dry for a few minutes as our seed mixture continues to paste up. I tell you, I think while he's sitting, I'm going to add a little more water and a little more seeds to this, because I feel like we're going to need just a little bit more. Let's get those seeds back over here. And yeah, that's looking a little more doable, I think. I don't know. We'll find out. There's still a lot in that seed packet, so if it doesn't work out, we'll know better for the next time anyway. Those 3 minutes have passed, and as you can see, it is nice and pasty now. Like a jam is how the instructions describe it. And it is definitely kind of like a jam. We're jamming now. So the next step is to actually apply this. This is the actual planting, quote unquote, for this planter. So again, I'm doing this one-handed while filming, trying to have an eye on the camera, but also on what I'm doing. So let's see how this is going to work here. should just kind of stick on here. It says to put a thin coat, thin layer where we want it to grow. Okay. I guess I'm doing this right. I think we're gonna need all of it. We want him to have a nice, thick, green bush of hair on his head. Bring it all down. Yeah, I think that's working good. Tighten up that hairline a little bit if we can. I'm hoping it'll grow and cover all of his hair there. All right, I had to put the phone down for a minute so that I could actually use my finger to like help spread it out just a little bit. And that's all of the seed that I mixed up tonight. I do have more in that packet. It's still not quite as even as I'd prefer, but I think it'll do. It's not too bad for my first try. And again, back here where his hair kind of juts out on the back, that's where I used, like I said, my hand and my finger to kind of make sure there was a good amount around there. Also, when any fell like around his collar, I tried to remove it so he's not going to be growing green hair there, but you can see you might just help spread it out, fill in any of these holes. I might try to fill it in just a tiny bit more before I call it a night, but this is pretty much how it's going to be. And I'm going to set it probably somewhere near a window. The sun's already set as I'm recording this. It's after 11 p.m. right now on Tuesday night, but it says to let it sit for 2 days, and then we'll start watering it each day. And I'll be doing at least daily video updates as we go. So here he is. Step 1, growing the Michael Myers chia. The Chia Myers. Here we go. Okay, here we are about 13, maybe 14 hours later after the planting, so to speak, and found a spot for him here near a window on our kitchen table here so he can hopefully get a little bit of sunlight. I do see some empty patches there that I missed last night, so we'll see how that turns out. But overall, I think I didn't do too bad. We'll see how it all comes in. But this is what it looks like after sitting overnight about 14 hours later. Day 1. Here we are. It is day 2. And as you can see, not a whole lot of difference from yesterday. It says not to water it for the first 2 days, so it has not been 48 hours yet. So I'm not going to water them quite yet. Again, not a big difference in the appearance since the initial planting, as it were, the spreading of the seeds on his head. So we'll keep checking in and see if we start to see some growth later on today or tomorrow when we start watering him on a daily basis. Here we are. It is day 3 since planting the seeds, and stepped outside for a little bit just to get a nice clear look in the light here. And of course, there's not a whole lot of change to see so far. Nothing really too different, but they said to let it sit for 2 days and then begin watering it through the hole in the top each day, and then expect to start seeing some sprouts in approximately 3 to 4 days is what the instructions say. So we are gonna water it now, this being day 3. Let's see, here we go. Fill it all the way up using our plastic drip tray that was included. Wow, he holds a lot of water in there. Still not full. Let's get some more water. Okay, got a second bottle of water. Fill it on up. It says. Oh, a little overflow there, but there we go. All right. He has been watered now, successfully in his drip tray. I'll tell you what, let's pick him up, empty the drip tray, and we'll put him back in the drip tray. All right, there we go. Now they do make a suggestion that if we want to help it, we can put a plastic bag loosely around his head, not really touching the head at night, and that will help create essentially a greenhouse effect in the growing. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do that tonight. But let's see if there's any difference just after this first watering coming later today. And I don't know, maybe we'll let him sit out here for a little while, get some fresh air and some sunlight outside for a little while today. All right, Michael Myers Chia Pet growing continues. Hoping to see some growing begin. It is day 3. Here we are. I guess what is this? Day 4, I think. Yeah, yesterday was day 3. We had to wait 2 days. Yesterday was the first day we watered it, and here we go 24 hours later, and still not much change that I'm seeing. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't really see the sprouts happening yet. Again, it's only been 1 day since watering. The instructions say it's going to take 2 or 3 to 4 days, I think is what it said, to start seeing some sprouts. So maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. But this is day 4, how he looks, and we're going to go ahead and give him his daily watering now today. Oh, there he goes. All right. He is watered. Wipe, dries mask off a little bit. So there we go. There's your day 3 update for Saturday, February 17th. And like I said, if I do start to see any significant change before the end of the day, then we'll do another update. But there he is for now. It is Sunday. It's day 5 total since spreading the seeds. It's day 3 since we started watering after our 2-day of not watering it according to the instructions. And here we are. Once again, not too much. Let me try to get in focus here. Not too much significant change to note. Not seeing any sprouts yet. The instructions say it'll usually take 3 to 4 days. So I'm guessing that's 3 to 4 days since we started watering each day. This being the 3rd. If I'm even doing this right. Hopefully I'm doing this right. I did let him sit outside during the day yesterday and the day before. I don't think the cold temps are going to affect the growth, but hopefully that hadn't delayed anything. All right, we're going to go ahead and top him off with some more water for today. Oh, a little over. Okay, so there we are. Like I said, that is day 5. Not much change yet. Looking for any of these seeds to start sprouting pretty much any minute now. Maybe this afternoon. And hopefully by tomorrow, which is Monday, Michael Myers Monday, and we'll have something a little more interesting to look at by tomorrow night. Hopefully. All right. That's this morning's update. Hey everybody, happy Michael Myers Monday. That's right, it is Monday now, a week since the unboxing. This is, if my count's correct, day 6 since we've spread the seeds, and I believe it is day 4 of the daily watering, and as you can see, still no sprouts that I'm seeing. Am I missing something here? You guys let me know if this is normal. I have no clue. I was hoping to see something by now, but not a whole lot going on here. So we're gonna go ahead and water him, let him sit out here in the sun for a little while this afternoon, and maybe something will change before tonight's live stream. It did say in the instructions it would take approximately 3 to 4 days to start seeing the seeds start sprouting. So we're right there. All I've really kind of seen is, unfortunately, we're losing some here on the back. They're kind of sliding down to his collar overnight. But here we are. 1 week into this Chia Myers adventure. Let me know in the comments your experiences, if you've ever done one of these, and if I'm doing it right, and this is just how long it takes, or if I'm doing something wrong. and can speed it up. The one thing I haven't done that the instructions suggested we might do is you can put a plastic bag around him overnight and don't let it touch him, and that will in effect create a greenhouse effect and speed things up. So I've not tried that yet. I might attempt that this evening. I'll let you know if I do. Okay, so to be continued. Still, yeah. So you guys tell me. I don't know. Am I doing something wrong? Andromeda brought up some good points that it might be how cold it is, because that's what Sue said. She suggested, well, maybe it's just too cold out. So I left it out for a little while. Those 2 days. Yesterday I kept it in. Um, and there is a lot of salt air around here, so I don't know. I guess I'll keep it in from now on. Anyway, if we don't see anything sprout in the next day or two, I'll probably just start again and try again. And I'll document that whole process too, because damn it, now I want to see this thing um, sprout something. Yeah, even if it's a mohawk or something. Let's see. Blake used the plastic sandwich, grew a Penny Powers mullet fast. Okay. Yeah, that's the one thing I didn't try that they did suggest would help it grow faster, was that. So maybe tonight I'll put the plastic bag over it. A Kenny Powers mullet. Okay. I gotcha. Teen Wolf says, yeah, this is why I'm not big on novelty stuff, too expensive and not a lot to show, especially with plants. Yeah. Well, the one good thing, like I said, about that is it's reusable. I guess I can plant it, replant it, and all that. So, but we'll see. Like I said, I'll give it another couple days just to see if this is going to do anything, and if not, then I'll try again. But now I know because I saved. I didn't even use all of the seed packet. But I'll probably put a much thicker coat around him, and hopefully it won't drip off the back there. But all right, so that's the Chia Myers progress report right there. All right. Oh yeah, I do have another flashback video. Man, it's getting late now. Um, but this is a fun flashback. This goes back to 2021 and the release of Halloween Kills. We were talking about it earlier. And this particular interview was the so far the one and only time where we've had a guest on here live, a live remote guest. We've had Sue, my wife, come on here a couple times now, and we'll do that some more too. But this is the only time so far that we had a guest right here during Michael Myers Monday live, and it was so cool because I had interviewed her already on a pre-recorded thing a couple weeks prior, and we had talked about maybe doing it after the movie came out. And it was the very first Monday after the release of Kills. So it comes out, and there we are. Anyway, let's pull this up. And this is, again, we're going to do some more of this. I can't say who quite yet because it's not locked in, but we're going to do some more of this. It's going to be people from this franchise, and it'll be live. It'll be cool. This clip in particular, and we just love Carmela. She's talking about her pivotal scene, her confrontation with Michael Myers, her death scene, and shooting it with the great James Jude Courtney. So, same thing. I'll be right here in the live chat commenting along as we go, but check out this flashback to my exclusive Michael Myers Monday conversation with our friend Carmela McNeil. Check it out.
let's now talk a little bit about the SUV scene, the when Michael makes his presence known, and this time it's not the other inmate, and it's definitely him. Um, what are some of your memories of filming that sequence? I imagine it took numerous nights to get the whole thing. What can you tell us about that?
Well, Aaron Armstrong, who plays Michael Myers in the flashback,
Mm-hmm.
who did an awesome job as well.
Yep.
He was the stunt coordinator, so he got with us and got with Kyle and I,
Mm-hmm.
Michael, Nancy, everyone that was in that scene, and we all got together. I have my pajama pants. I'm very comfortable right now. We all got together and we did rehearsals. And it didn't look too good at first. It didn't, the way it was on the paper did not translate when we was all in the car looking crazy, like just running around trying to figure it out. And this one was trying to get here and there. So the choreography had to get down. it had a lot of work. And I think David was a little bit worried. The first rehearsal, he had to call me. He just was looking at us like this, work with them. So we were supposed to have like 1 day, maybe 2 days of rehearsal. He made us rehearse that whole week. He was like, I'll be damned if y'all jack up my movie for this damn car scene. Y'all gonna work your asses on this damn car scene. So we worked that thing for like a week, breaking it down, getting it together. Then Nancy had actually, she had an injury that she was getting over. I think it was like on her leg or her foot or something like that. So it was hard for her to get back and forth, which was hard for her because she's so strong. She's like a little ox. So she's like, I want to do it. Like I want to move back and forth. Like I can do it. And David's like, well, you're fragile and so yeah, she didn't want to get treated like that. But so we had some difficulties with that. So it was just, just learning the rhythm of it and getting it together, and Kyle getting her scene together. So we spent a lot of time together rehearsing that particular scene to get it right.
Oh, I bet. And so a lot of that, it sounds like most of that was kind of with Aaron and working out exactly how the kills, I guess you could say, were going to happen, and how Michael's, I don't know what you would call it, his stalking, his prelude to the kills was going to play out.
Yes, he worked with James. He worked with us. We did several rehearsals, just us, because we needed the most work. James just comes in and is just like, I know what I'm supposed to do. But we were the ones who needed all the work. So we did a lot of all of us together. And then James came in and we did some rehearsals together as well. And then there were some stunt women as well. And they came in and they did some work as well. So we all worked together. It was a lot, yeah.
And I mean, I figured y'all had some stunt doubles for some of that stuff. But what were some of the more challenging aspects of? I mean, was it getting out of the car through the? I mean, what was some of the more challenging aspects for you?
Screaming, because how do you practice screaming? Like where do you rehearse that at? Like I was in a hotel. I couldn't scream in the hotel. I couldn't. So it was just like, how do I know if I can scream? I can't whistle and I can't snap my fingers good. So I was like, well, maybe I can't scream good too. So it was good to know that I could scream. But that was probably the hardest part, because I was like, if I can scream and I do scream, when will I not be able to scream? Like, how many screams do I have in me? Like, can I have enough for a whole night of screaming? Or do I just have a couple screams in my bucket? So I didn't know. So it was good to know that my lungs are good. They're really good. And I was screaming. That was me. The jumping out of the window, we did a different jump out of the window for me. There was, because they wanted to see my face initially. So I jumped out and held like this and came out front ways. Then my stunt double, Niala, I think that's how she says it. She did the falling out of the car that you see that made it on the in the actual movie of her falling. And that's her. But everything else was me. And we did do versions of it of me jumping out the car most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I was going to be jumping out the car. I'm like, they're going to use me because I did it a whole bunch. I'm my own stunt person. And I saw
Yeah.
her and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. She got it. She got it. Yeah. I let her have that one. No,
Yeah.
no, she did. She did a great job.
It was definitely a harrowing scene, and with other callbacks to '78 and Nancy's first encounter with Michael back then. There was definitely some
Mhm.
callbacks there, with him getting on the roof and how he's attacking her through the window, and and then another great line that you get, and I don't remember the exact, but you're basically like, you give me that, I've shot one before, and I thought that was another just perfect Vanessa and Marcus moment, and
Mhm.
believable, and just as you guys had presented those characters up to that point, and he's not arguing, he's
Mhm.
like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Right, right. He knows better.
I
He
love
knows better.
you.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was all great. Um,
Mhm.
and so that too, that was always in the script and everything for you to say.
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm. No, that was actually no, that was not in script at all. And it's funny, it was added later. I believe it was in ADR,
Okay.
and there's a whole backstory behind it too. So initially, when I first got to Wilmington, when
Hmm.
I told you in an interview that I
Hmm.
met Nancy
Yes.
first, like her and I worked together first, and we hung out together first and all that. Well,
Yeah.
initially we had to go when we first got there after fitting. We went to the gun range, and before we went to the gun range, I was talking to David, and he was like, "Isn't it going to be fun? You're going to go to the gun range. You're going to be able to shoot a gun." Blah blah. I said, "David,
Hmm.
I've shot a gun many times before. Like this is not the first time I shot a gun. Like I was in a profession where I had to shoot a gun. Like I shot a gun, so I
Hmm.
know how to shoot a gun." And he was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did." So when we went to the range, I was excited about shooting, and Nancy was like, "Mm-mm. No, I don't do that. I don't touch guns. I'm not with it, whatever." So
Hmm.
it was making her calm about the guns. I was trying to help her out, and
Yeah.
we just became close. And after a while, it was a little bit fun to her. I know she won't probably admit it too much, but it was still uncomfortable for her. But I was having a blast. They were giving, and they were happy that we were there, so they were giving us like crazy guns, giving me, not us, giving me crazy guns to shoot, guns that was like blowing me back. And I was just having a great time just shooting all types of guns. They were like, try this one, try this one. So I
Oh
was just
man.
shooting like crazy. And Nancy was sitting there like, this is horrible. Like, like, so yeah, so that was the opposite right there. So that's how we became close initially anyway.
Hmm.
So the shooting, so yeah, so that happened. And so I'd already known how to shoot. So when it came time, which was the most nerve wracking, probably part of the whole experience for me,
Hmm.
was that night, because that was the night that I knew that I had to do the shooting.
Hmm.
And so I was already nervous about it because I had to do it. And then we had to do the whole sequence again, like do the whole thing. And then when the shooting came, I felt like it got so quiet. Like I know a set is quiet,
Yeah.
but I felt like it got even more quiet. Like it was just like you can hear like a mouse pissing on cotton. It was so quiet.
Yeah.
And then like right before I got ready to do it, they were, because it was not CGI. That a lot of things that we did were not CGI. Like Loomis was not
Yeah.
CGI. Like everyone's saying he was not. That is the clever Christopher Nelson. That's what that is. So
Another
um
genius.
and team, yes. So yes, so I had my wig that was done by the talented Ryan Moss. And he had curled that thing to perfection, which is hard because it's a synthetic wig, and anyone out there knows that synthetic is hard to curl. That man worked hard on that
Mhm.
wig, okay? All right. And then so he had two of them. It was one for me and it was one for Niala. I believe
Mhm.
that's the way you say her name. So she had one as my stunt. And then if they put the pack on my head, and if it exploded and it got on my hair, we would have to halt production to go wash the hair, curl the hair, and it was a lot. And it wasn't a complaint at all from Brian. He was ready to do it, but I was like, I got you. Like at this time, we had developed a friendship, and I don't know what I was saying I had, but I was telling him, don't worry. For some reason, I don't know why I didn't know I had it because I was still nervous about doing it. But I was like, I got you. Don't worry about it. We got this. You won't have to do it or whatever. And then they suited me all up, and then I got ready to do it. And what you saw was what you got because it was one shot. It was one take. Wow. One take. That's it. That whole dying, everything was one take. So I laugh now when people laugh about it and they get a good reaction out of it because it was a difficult scene for me to get ready for because there was so many layers to it of, coming close and knowing where my marks were to shoot because I was supposed to miss. If I didn't miss, can I say this? Let me come in close to this. No, I want to talk to the fans. Okay.
Yep.
If Vanessa was a marksman, she would have killed Michael, and then there would be no ends. The story would have stopped right there.
That's right.
What are y'all thinking? Why are you cussing me out? Why are you cussing Vanessa out? If she would have killed the man, then what? Then what we would have did? It was left the movie theater and it would have been all. She couldn't kill the man.
Yeah.
And she was in a high pressure situation. Let me put you in a situation with Michael Myers and see if you can shoot like a marksman. You can't.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So leave her alone. Leave Vanessa alone. Okay.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think a high pressure situation like that, even the best marksman, it's Michael Myers. It's the shape staring you down. And
maybe she went to go call 911 too. Everyone's saying what took her so long. Maybe she went to call 911. Maybe the bricks were too heavy for Kyle to put in the bag all together and her to drag it over to the man. Y'all stop analyzing this movie and just have fun. It's a movie. Have fun. That's it. It's a fun movie.
Oh, and
leave us alone.
It is.
I'm just kidding.
No. You're exactly right. No, I think you're exactly right about all that. But yeah, I mean, and to hear that was one take, that is amazing too. I mean, because like you said, so much that you had to, shoot, fire at the right spot and everything, and all of that, and
hit my marks. I had to hit my. You have marks on the ground. You have marks up here. You have, and then right before, when I tell you that it was very quiet, you hear David say, Carmela, when you die slow for me. I was like, how the hell do you die slow? Like, damn it. Like, I gotta die slow. I gotta have the pack on me. Like, it was just so much. And I'm just like, okay. And I guess I did it. I nailed it. So I feel like I did a great job. So yeah, the reaction in the movie theater shows me that I did a great job. Whether you think it was funny, whether you said, ooh, whether you think I was dumb, whatever the case is, not me. Whether you thought Vanessa was dumb, that's just, it is what it is. But I'm glad you all saw it, and I'm glad you enjoyed it some kind of way. There's one more thing I'll say about my death as well, too. Yes. So up until that point, there was Stunt was doing a lot of the stunts of that night, and Jim was like relaxing a little bit, like he was getting himself together, in his own or whatever. And when it came time for me to do that scene, I don't know if he sensed it because him and I had like this connection. I don't know if he sensed it or not, but he was like, I'll do it. Like he had a blanket around him. He was nice and warm and toasty, and he took the blanket off and got up there and got in that car and said, I'll kick it. Like he was the one who was going to kick it. So that is actually James Drew Courtney kicking that door. It could have been anyone's foot.
Yeah.
It could have been anyone, but that's him kicking it for me. And I remember freaking out when I was laying on the ground and I had just died, and he did the head tilt. And when we got finished and cut, I said, did you head tilt on me? Like, did you do the head tilt on me? Yes. I was so happy that he did the iconic head tilt when I was dead. I was just like, yes, like, she deserved that. Yeah, I'm glad that you did the head tilt.
He does the tilt.
And he did that. There. He did that. That's just, he's just awesome.
And that was just James. That was just James taking that moment.
That was just James being James. Like, he just, and I remember when I got him, I was like, did you do that for me? Oh, you did the head tilt. with me. Like,
That's awesome.
that was huge. That's huge because everyone knows that hit.
Oh yeah.
Everyone knows it.
Yes, that is an awesome conversation. If you weren't here when it happened live, you can find it in the interviews playlist here on our channel. You can also find it in the interviews section at HalloweenDailyNews.com anytime. Check out both of my interviews with Carmela. We talked before HK came out, and then, like I said, we talked literally that Monday as it was in theaters right after it was released. And it was just really cool to talk to her during that interview because it was the #1 movie on the planet at that moment in time, and it was just an awesome time. And we talked much more about it. You can learn more, but I love hearing all that about, especially the end about James getting up. It could have been anybody's foot, but that was him kicking it for her. I love that. So here we are. That's me, of course, with Carmela at H45. So great to meet her in person finally after we've had kind of this virtual friendship, over the last couple of years since that first conversation. So anyway, that's just a little taste of the future. To move to the future, we look to the past sometimes, and that was how it began with having guests on here during Michael Myers Monday live streams in particular. Like I said, though, it might entail some starting a little bit earlier in the evening some of these weeks. But trust me, if we're going to do that, it's going to be for a good reason. It's going to be because we're going to have a special guest on here, and it's going to work better for them that way. So just pay attention to all that. Otherwise, plan on being here every week, same Hello time, same Hello channel. All right, before we get out of here, I do have just a couple shout outs from throughout the socials today, and we'll start over there on X, or the site formerly known as Twitter. And yeah, there we go. I figured this one was fitting with it being President's Day and all. Haven't seen a vote for Myers meme in a while, and this is a new take on it. This was posted by Michael Myers IS. Is that? Yeah, Michael Myers JS. Excuse me, Michael Myers JS, who says the only thing to fear is fear itself. Franklin D. Roosevelt, for the shape. One more from the site formerly known as Twitter. This comes from Ernesto Olivio, who says, Buenos dias, my beautiful souls. Happy Michael Myers Monday. Hope you all have a great start to your week. And sharing his Slay All Day H2 mug. Keeping the H2 theme going. All right, jumping over to Instagram. This is from one of our longtime Michael Myers Monday friends, Fabian Cisneros 87, posting from Buenos Aires. He says, Feliz Michael Myers Monday. And I should say that Fabian posts usually wearing his Tramer mask here, usually making Myers sculpts as he is here. He posts every week, I gotta say, every week for Michael Myers Monday, shares something new, tags us. Awesome. Love it. Celebrate Michael Myers Monday all the way in Buenos Aires. All right. One more from Instagram. Check this out. This is another cool concept poster for the Halloween TV series. Currently in development. This was posted by, let's see, that's Kid Scout, K1D Scout. And says, he comes on Halloween night, a Peacock original. They're calling it Haddonfield, from Halloween creator John Carpenter. They got the Miramax logo down there, TVMA, and it's a knife with a little reflection of Michael, some blood. Not a bad concept poster.
And again, I could see them going with Haddonfield as the title of the series, although something tells me they're going to use Halloween in the title in some way, I think. But if they don't, I could see it being Haddonfield. Although my pick would still be not to really feature Haddonfield, the greater Haddonfield, as much as hone in on Smith's Grove and the crazy stuff that happens there around every Halloween season and the Dr. Loomis cases. And I think that's a winner there. As far as what to call it, again, you can call it Haddonfield, but I, anyway, that's another conversation for another night. But all right, one more. We don't have too many shout outs tonight. Jumping over to TikTok, this is Speedy Myers, who says, I'm just dancing Gangnam style for some fun tricks. And you can't hear it because it's copyrighted music. But this is Speedy Myers dancing to the song Gangnam style. You remember. Yeah. We gotta laugh. We're celebrating. I love it. Thank you, Speedy Myers, for sharing. Happy Michael Myers Monday. All right. Well, thank you guys for your patience in the Chia Pet update. I know that took a little while, and I'm sorry it didn't have the payoff that I was hoping for this week. So, again, if you got any recommendations, like you said, maybe it's the cold weather. I did consider maybe that's it. So I don't know. I'll give it another day or two inside, and then might have to start again. But either way, we'll be watching more updates next week, no matter how it goes, because I'm going to keep doing this until we get some kind of green, bushy hair on that Chia Pet. Some, anyway. Yeah, and then I can start playing with it. We can do a mohawk or something like one of you suggested. That might work. Let's see. Androma says using Hanfield would be a good homage to Deborah Hill. That's her hometown. Good point. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Michael will never forget Vanessa. Yeah, she, her death is definitely original. The whole character original. But, Carmel is really awesome. I said HK has it all. Mike says it really does. Yeah. It's Halloween on steroids. Yeah. Halloween 2018 on steroids. Thank you for the compliment on the interview. Yeah, like I said, if you haven't watched the whole thing, that's just a small clip. The whole interview is, I think, over an hour, and that's like I said, the part 2 from the Monday Night Live show. There's a earlier one from a few weeks earlier, so check them both out. Very proud of both of those. Oh yeah, and the Hunter's Moon at the end of Halloween Kills. I agree with you there. All right. Well, I can see we have been on here for over 2 hours tonight. And again, I really did not anticipate all of that. But you guys, as always, you keep me entertained. So hopefully I've returned the favor a little bit anyway. This has been great. Just what I needed. And again, I am putting together some exciting things for future live streams. So hang tight. And again, to our members, once again, to Blake, welcome, our newest member, to all of our current and returning members. Thank you guys. We really appreciate you. If you're not a member, again, it's just $5 a month, and lots of cool perks, lots more perks coming, I promise. We're going to schedule that first members only live stream. Meanwhile, plan on being here next Monday for Michael Myers Monday Live. keep an eye out. Like I said, we might have a time change here in one of these weeks coming up, but it'll be for a good reason if we do. Um, so trust me on that. And if you're listening and not watching the audio in podcast form, then hello to you as well, and thank you, and happy Michael Myers Monday. All right, we are gonna get out of here this evening. I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with me, participating in the live chat, and to again, all of you with the super chats. Lee the Machine Bowers, especially your super chats have made our night. We appreciate you so much. You are the man. And to all of our other members and all of you guys, all of our subscribers, you guys all rock. Um, you know how much this means to me every Monday, just that you give a little bit of your time. And it's late and it's after midnight if you're out here on the East Coast. So that doesn't always make it the most convenient time. So I don't know, maybe special earlier prime time start times might work out better for all of us, maybe once in a while. In any case, look for all that coming very soon. Until then, I'm Matt Arts. For Halloween Daily News, thank you all so much for watching and for hanging out tonight. And of course, happy Michael Myers Monday. Hey, everybody, I want to remind you that we have official merch. That's right. Now available in the HDN Spring Store. You can show your love for Halloween every day, all year round, with official Halloween Daily News t-shirts. Many different designs are available, many different styles, colors, all sizes, including the original HDN Classic, our special Triple M crew design for the Michael Myers Monday regulars out there, and our brand new What Would John Carpenter Do design. All of these are available, like I said, multiple sizes, colors, and styles on t-shirts. And that's not all. We've got other merch available like mugs and stickers and lots of other cool stuff. Check it out now at the merch link in the description of this video.